Okay, so here it is. Next step will be that I'll put the batting and the backing on. And so the next time I see you, we'll be doing some quilting. But I'm very happy with the results, and I'll see you next time. Okay? Hello, quilters. Hey, we're back and we're ready to start quilting our Backroads quilt that we just finished piecing together. So what I've done ahead of inviting you in is I've taken the first two rows, these are 9-inch blocks, and I've marked them with the center on each block. I'm going to be using a snowflake design today, and I'm just going to do one snowflake in each one of these blocks that I think will actually look really cool with this. I am going to use white thread, so I think it'll show up, not as much here, but on the rest of the quilt. So give me a second, let me get this loaded on the machine and we'll get started. Okay, so now we've got the hoop on the machine. It is snowflake number 3, and I've sized it so that it's 8.96 by 8.94. And as I said before, I've got my grid on here and I've got it centered. So I think we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and let it rip here. All right. I think this is going to be more rewarding on the darker fabric. So give me a second and let me get this rehooped. All right, we're all set up here and ready to go again. Hopefully it'll show up a little better on this fabric. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and continue this quest and I'll see you back at the machine. Okay, it's back on the machine now. And here's the block that the design should really be able to, you should be able to see it on. Okay, let's go ahead. I've got it centered there, put the foot down, and I'm gonna go forward about 5 or 6, so that it's not rocking so much on the backside. Okay, let's do it and let's go. Okay, it does really show up well on this solid fabric now. So, all right, we're on to the next one. Okay, here we are again. And this is done, it's on the green fabric. I don't think we've done that one before, so let's see it. Put it down. Okay. It shows up on this one, but not as good as it does on the blue, that's for sure. I'll be back. All right, here we are. This is design 10 of 25. So I've got it almost in the right place here. I actually like that. Okay, let's put the foot down and go. Okay. I really like seeing it on the fabric like that, where you can see the design. All right, I'll be back. Okay, we're on our last row. We only have 4 more to do here. So let's go ahead. I got it centered, ready, set. Here we go. Okay, got that one down and four more to go, I guess. I'll be right back. All right. This is the second to last one. Here we go. All right. One last time. I'll be right back. All right. That's one. Ta-da. Here we go. All right, so next steps, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna press the top, get all my mark lines off of there. And then I think tomorrow we'll get back together and I'll do the binding and it'll be done. Okay, I'll see you then. Hello, quilters, Mendy Tippets here. We are now at the point of binding our Backroads quilt. And you might remember that I had excess of the backing. So what I did was go through and I cut all of the excess off except for 1 inch. And I'm actually using this as my binding. So what I'm doing right now is taking and the 1 inch and I'm folding it over and getting it so that it will be the proper size and uniformity of the binding here. So let me get back where I was. And I was prepping it and then I started doing it. And I thought, oh, I need that to be part of this. So here we go. So I'm just pressing this so that it's right up against the raw edge of the actual quilt. Come back and turn it. And place it down. Filling up the little pieces of thread and we just let everything go. Cleaning it up. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now, I had already made the corner on this one right here. Sorry, I'll crack my throat. I made the corner right here. And so I'm bringing this over and I am using glue to, rather than pins. I prefer this method. I started using glue whenever I was doing quilt as you go for sashing. And I just find it so much easier to deal with whenever I've got a big quilt and I'm trying to keep everything together. Right. No, and it just presses it down really good, which is what you want when you're going to be going back over this and doing the line. Okay, so I just do little stretches at a time here, and pull it down here. Start all over again. Put it in there. Okay. We did already press the top and get all the markings off and everything. So it's a pretty top now. Right, so we're going to take the glue. I'm just going to do little dots. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's pull it down. Okay. Let's continue our quest. I've been doing traditional binding for a very long time, and you know, I'm okay at it. I can't say that I'm an expert at bindings or anything, but I started doing it for the last few, and I'm getting better as I do more, that's for sure. But I do find this to be a lot less cumbersome and easier for me to deal with a big quilt. I have had a shoulder replacement, and so the weight of the quilt and all of that is kind of an issue for me. So this is, I find a lot easier for me to handle as I'm taking it through the sewing machine. I am gonna machine stitch the binding on. I used to do hand stitching all the binding, and it honestly didn't hold up very well. It was beautiful, but if you're gonna use your quilts, that's not the way to do it, because at least my hand binding ended up coming out. And so it was very defeating when that happened. Okay, let's do that up here so we can do the blue. You can't see me here, just look at that. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Take this. Okay. There's that. Let's pull it down. Okay. Getting close to the edge here, or the end. It's a little closer to where we don't mess with the corner here. Okay. Hold on 1 second. I've got a very insistent puppy that wants in. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is turn this like this for just a minute here. I'm gonna take this. Can't see, sorry. I'm gonna take the corner. I'm gonna tuck it underneath here, but we're not gonna just assume it will get in here, which is not into I have to play it a little bit. Okay, so I know that I like that. That is going to cover that in the way that I want it to. So I'm gonna take that and just button that down right till I got it where I want it. So, all right, so now we're going to the other side to kind of bring the way to make more room here. There we go. Okay. So now we're gonna take this, lay it in the flat, and I'm gonna miss it. A little bit better. There we go. So now we're gonna take this side. We're going to do exactly what we did before. We're just gonna do a little thing. Put them on up. I don't know if you can see how that's gonna happen. And you're gonna fuss with it a little bit until you like the corner, okay? And I like that corner right there. You can go, it's good. The only little ways if you want to make that statement. I think I like it. That's what I should say. I think I like it. All right. Yeah, I do like it. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take the glue. All right, have this. Where I want it. Okay. So we made that corner, I like it. Now we're gonna just pull it down. And same song, second verse. And then keep going. Okay. Would you like to iron before I start doing the binding too? Just want everything to be laying really flat and nice before you start doing this. So, well, mhm, mhm, mhm. Ooh, hot. It is hot. I do like to have a lot of steam too in my iron when I'm doing this, so that it's really good, gently good press on it. Some fabrics press easier than others. This fabric is pressing pretty nicely, so. But I think before I started using glue, I think I'd had a good press on it. And by the time I get all the way around the quilt, where I started is already coming up. So, you know, that's a little defeating. So this just keeps everything right where it's supposed to be. Almost ready to go to the sewing machine. Where all these little things come from. There's interesting places. Right. Bring it down, closing and on it. Sure. Stop right there and go to the corner so that we can get that corner mastered before we close that all up. Here we are. That's true. Right, right, we already have it glued. See, right, picture here. But I think you can see what I've done here. I got my corner, I've already got this one glued down, and I stopped gluing back here. And now we can glue it on. And you know, sometimes when I was getting started, I had to fuss with the corner 2-3 times before I really liked it. But it's like once you get it and you have the right bend on it, then it comes together really easy. Okay, so we now officially have our binding glued down and ready to take it to the sewing machine. So let me go get my thread and get the sewing machine loaded, and I'll meet you over there. I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are at the sewing machine, and I've got my quilt now. The bulk taken care of here. But here we go. Now I am going to use my foot to ride right against the edge. And so I'm gonna take my needle and move it to the left. So that it's gonna be writing about 1/4 of an inch off the inside edge of the binding. Okay, I think that's about right. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that thread too, because it's hard to find thread that's just the perfect match. So here we go. All right. Second, really stop so that it's not instantly taking out the camera. Yes. Oh, there we go. Sorry, this camera's nice because I can move it around. It's also not nice because I can move it around. Well, I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna see if I can move this one. Okay, so I have now finished binding here. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna press it, and then we're gonna take one final look at it, and we'll say goodbye to this project and on to the next. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, here's the finished product. And I really love when I use the binding that's the same fabric as the border. It's just kind of a seamless edge there. I love using the glue versus pin, or just not using pin, but over my shoulder trying to bind it on. But I love the design that we did here, although you can't see it great. It is quilted. But yeah, I had fun putting this together. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoy making your own quilt. So we'll see you next time.